Hello, can you all hear me? Can you all hear me now? Hello, please, if you can hear me, just say hi, please. All right, thank you. I think everybody can. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry for the technical issue. Okay, I'll be presenting my slide now. So, good day, everyone, and welcome to this class. In today's class, I will, just like I said before, I will start again on data and like introduction to data analysis. So, for tonight's class, I will be explaining introduction to data analysis, data analytics, and data science. So, and the outlines I'll be working with tonight is what data analysis, what is just like what is data analysis, what is data analysis rather, data analytics, data science, what data science really means. Then I'll also be explaining data literacy, why is data analyst needed, salary range of an average data analyst per year. I'll also be talking about data analysis entire process, skills needed to succeed as a data analyst, most used data analysis tools in industries. Then I'll also give room for question and answer. So I will give space of probably you testing your questions in the comment section so that I can see it and I can easily answer it. So, what is data analysis? Data analysis refers to the process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, and modeling raw data to derive meaningful insight. So, as this journey that you just want to embark on, like to be a data analyst, like future data analyst, or probably you are intermediate, you just sign up for this course to learn more. So the basic things you'll be doing as a data analyst is just like to inspect a large amount of data, to clean it, because almost every data always have anomalies. That is, some may have missing value, there may be errors, there may be a lot of things in the data. Most of the times, even data analysts spend most of their times on cleaning, inspecting data, because that's the major part. If your data is not correctly cleaned, uh you're going to actually get a wrong result. Like the result you'll be getting will not be a good one. It's going to definitely affect your results. So that's why it's always good to spend more time inspecting your data and cleaning it, then transforming it. I think that three words, they are very important. Then modeling the raw data, and the purpose of doing all these things is just to derive meaningful insight and conclusion. So that is basically uh what the entire process, that's the end result of your entire work or entire process, like just to derive a meaningful insight and conclusion for a business or for stakeholders to make business informed decision or data driven decision. So, and also, what is data analytics? Data analytics refer to the science of analyzing and interpreting data to uncover meaningful pattern, insight, and knowledge that can derive decision making and strategic action. So this data analytics is just like more advanced of data analysis, like it's just like more advanced, but still is like still the process. And most of the time they use some science background and also do some basic interpretation just to uncover meaningful patterns from your just like to derive, like to learn from the data, like I mean historical data, and to give like an insight that they could uncover while analyzing or working with data, and for this insight derived to give it to people that can make strategic action or actionable, or like just turn the insight to something. Just like you're working with a business owner that needs some insight, or maybe like and you're working with someone, like you're working with a company that invest in, maybe like invest in so many things, and they have like some previous data that they want to know exactly things that they need to put their money in, maybe like they invest in so many products. So after you working on the data, like trying to check the patterns and all, like okay, if this product is actually making sense, or this is the best way to, like this is the best product they can invest in. So after doing that, the the end goal is for them to make a strategic action or to act upon your insight. So that's just, then data science is an interdisciplinary field that combine various techniques. Data science is more advanced, and at times it include math, statistics, some computer science, although it's not really limited to computer science, because all these things that you are learning is just like principle of data, computer science, like learning Python, learning different kind of stuff. These are just like what data computer science curriculum is made of. So these are just like the application. Then at times using domain knowledge, just like someone, maybe like you study accounting in school, or you are in accounting department, or you study economics, you end up working in a bank, or you study maybe like public health and you end up being a data analyst in hospital, or maybe like any medical related courses. So that's just like a domain in those fields, because when if you study accounting and you end up working as a financial analyst in bank, it's more easier. There are some things that when they say is not kind of new to you, because you already have the domain knowledge of that space. So and the main goal is to extract knowledge and insight from the data. But what I'm just trying to say is that data science is more advanced compared to data analysis. And at times it require machine learning, building some certain algorithm for predictive. They also do predictive analysis, while data analysts may not be able to like do some predictive analysis. Then data literacy. So data literacy is also one of the very important aspects as a data analyst, as a future data analyst, that you need to learn. Okay, what is data literacy? Data literacy refers to the ability to understand, interpret, and effectively communicate using data. It encompasses a range of skills, knowledge that enable individual to work with data in a meaningful and informed way. Here are details breakdown of what data literacy means. So these are just like the elements that make up like data literacy. Like you need to understand the data, which are the basic things for you to have as a data person, as a data analyst. You have to always understand your data before you can work on it. You have to understand the data. Then you also need to know the data source. Like at times it may come in a way of you working on, maybe like you are working on a data that is already available, and the ability knowing where the data is coming from, or you may be a data analyst that need to source for data yourself to solve a particular problem. So your ability to know where the right place to actually source for the data, I think is very very important. So then also data collection, just like when you know where to source for data, you have to collect data, and you know some final year students, if you've maybe like you've studied in a university, there are some department that need to gather data from printing paper, just like a souvenir and all. So those are just like process of collecting data. Or maybe um you filled Google form, like you've seen a review on, maybe like on any website, where they're asking you to provide the opinion about the product. That's just like those companies are actually collecting data. Then also knowing the data types of the data you are working with or working on is very also important. In programming, we call some data type integer, floats, string. There are kind of data types that comes with, like, because data itself you need to understand it. The one that is meant to be text, you have to know that okay, this thing is text, the one that is meant to be number, you need to. And at times a data can be in number and has a wrong data type, so you must verify that this this data type is actually the right data type for this particular column. So it's very necessary to really verify those data type, and most of all these things we are going to do it because I'm going to work on a project with you, showing how some of them are being done, and you're going to, it's something you can replicate. And I'm also going to give maybe like a capstone project that everybody will works on and try to exercise the theories and everything that you've learned. So then we have data analysis. Data analysis is just like studying the pattern and everything on the data to really know, okay, to know the pattern, learn from the pattern, and being able to give some insight to like a stakeholders or business owner for them to just make a strategic action. Then when it comes to data visualization, it's just like I believe that most of us have seen bar charts, line charts, histogram, different kind of charts. This is when you are doing visualization, we do more of picture, that is representing those numbers or datas in picture format. And I think an adage said, pictures worth thousands words. That is, if you are able to put some information in pictures, at times it's more appreciable. That is, people tend to understand what you are trying to pass across in form of picture than uh just in number, just like normal traditional number or just normal number. Then data interpretation, no matter your visuals, your analysis, your cleaning, your everything, you must have the ability to interpret the data. That is because most people that you may end up working with may be a non-technical person, and your ability to really interpret what is in your data or what you saw, what you notice, your ability to explain that to them, I think, is very, very important. So you have to know data interpretation. Then data privacies and ethics, just like a financial analyst working in bank and you are exposing people's data, you are exposing people bank details or bank record, or maybe like somebody is working in an hospital and they are exposing or just giving out people's medical record. There's some certain data that has a privacies and ethics that you need to follow while working in that sector. So you need also to understand data privacy, know what, okay, this particular data is data that can be released out, or this data is data that you can't tamper with it. Like there is a data privacy that you need to. Also communication, you must learn how to communicate your insight in a way that is understandable for a non-technical person, and you may end up being in a team where you need to collaborate with someone. So that ability to communicate your work so that other persons can understand, or ability to communicate your insight or final result, is also very important. Then continuous learning, as a data analyst, you have to embrace continuous learning. You have to learn, you have to keep learning and keep improving yourself, because technology keep expanding. There is like so many different technology keep coming up. So you need to keep learning, keep, even the one you have to advance yourself every day to be better. Then also domain knowledge, just like as I cite an example earlier, that if you are working in a bank and you study accounting or economics, there are some things that when they say, it will not be completely new to you compared to someone that maybe like study microbiology in school, and you are working in bank or you are working as a financial analyst. You know a lot of things you need to read or learn for you to be able to understand their terminology. So that's just like where domain knowledge comes in place. And don't be limited. Anybody can, even if you don't have the domain knowledge of the sector you wish to work with, you can still read up to learn some basics in that domain. So, and also, what is a data analyst needed? So why is a data analyst needed in a company? So several company collect a large amount of data. We all know, like just like company like Microsoft, Google, and even company that are not up to all these people, they collect, they gather data. The more you sign up on a page, you are it's just like you anytime you sign up on a page or sign up on a website or visit a website, there is just like a count of okay, how many people visited this site. That's already a data on its own. So anytime you like your friend photo on Instagram or any app, or anytime you post something, it's just like a data on its own. So these people, the way anytime you take some actions on all these platforms that you visit, or anytime you do something, so it's just like the way of data, like generation of data. So several companies collect a large data amount of data, like large amount of data, and this is always hard for them to scan through. So if the data is just minimal, very small, it's easy to just use your eye to see, oh, what is going on here. This is just like somebody that is just selling something now, and the person is selling pen, selling book. So he can easily track the progress of his sales. That okay, I bought books and pen. Maybe like I bought them at the rate of 5,000, and after selling all these things, I was able to sell it 6,000 or 7K, and it will be able to minus okay my selling price and my cost price. That is, I'll be able to get my profit, because the ability of that person being able to do all those things is going to help him to know if he's actually making profit or loss. And these are just like part of the data analyst. You are just there to help the company to make informed decision or data driven decision that can actually help the company. So that's just basically your work. So as a data person, that's it. And the more this company generates a very large amount of data, it make it hard for them to really scan through what is going on. So they need an expert, that is somebody that understand the language of data, for them to be like for them to be able to get what is going on. Imagine a company is generating 100,000 rows of data. It can be easy for that kind of company to really scan through. So they need an expert that know data analysis, that can help them. Then things needed a data analyst for, just like for a company to make a data driven decision, for performance monitoring and optimization, especially in a workspace. They may want to check the performance, they may want to monitor the performance of their workers, and also want to optimize it by providing the necessary training. Also business intelligence and reporting, you may need to do some reporting, then identify opportunities and risks. So a data analyst also help a company to identify opportunity and risks in their company. Then data quality assurance. Data quality assurance can only be done also by an expert, that is by a data analyst. Anybody cannot just do a data quality assurance. You as a data analyst, you are the one that have the skill to really do data quality assurance. Then overall, data analysts help organization leverage their data asset to gain a competitive edge, because every company want to gain a competitive edge, right? Making informed decision, optimize process, they want to optimize their process, they want to uncover opportunity for growth, they bridge the gap between raw and actionable insight, because the data initially will be raw, then your ability to uncover pattern in that data will help them to have actionable insight, then enabling businesses to harness the powers of data effectively. So some of your job is just to help them to harness the power of data effectively. And also I have with me some salary range of a data analyst per year. We have in US, which these are just like uh average salary for them. And I think this also motivates, there's a way it motivates a data analyst, right? So if you are learning a skill that you're just completely new to it, once you are able to see the salary range that you are expecting, I think it help you to really learn more and to be very, very good at what you do. So in United States, they earn like $50,000 to $80,000 per annum. In United Kingdom, Europe, Australia, Nigeria. So these are just like basic salary, like average salary for all these guys as a data analyst. So then we have data analysis entire process. So these are just like your daily routine as a data analyst, right? You need to understand the business problem that you want to solve. So before you can work on a data effectively, you need to understand the business problem. So once you understand the business problem, especially when you are the one that need to gather the data, you have to define the question effectively. Or even if you are working on a data already made data, once you understand the business problem, you have to define a certain question that you want to answer with the data, even from your analysis. And after that, my step three is okay, collection of the data from appropriate source. If the data is not readily available, you may be the one to collect the data from appropriate source. So after collecting it, and as I said, I think I said that earlier, most data always have anomalies, they always have errors, they always have a lot of things. You can see missing value. There's one time I was trying to gather some set of data, and there's a column where people need to input like a normal number, and just like one, two, or three, and I end up seeing people typing two, TWO, in some certain space. Maybe let me just say in some certain rows. In that scenario, if I want to perform any analysis in that row, with that row, it will not be possible because I already have numbers and I already have text. So in that scenario, I need to change either from number to text, make everything text, or changing from text to number, making everything in a number format. So this is just like ways that once the data is being collected, there are a lot of anomalies, there are a lot of errors that can be in that data that you need to clean. So that's taking me to like step 4. Then step 5 is just like analysis of the data after cleaning. Most of the time as a data analyst, you spend more time cleaning the data to take out any errors or any anomalies in the data. And if you don't do this effectively, it's going to affect your results. So after cleaning, you make some analysis, you analyze your data. Then after the analysis, you do some visuals, just like bar chart, pie chart, different kind of charts, just to make some insight from it and share your findings with your stakeholders or your business owner or anybody that you are directly working with. So then I also have like, what skills do you need to what skill do you need to become a vibrant or a very good data analyst? So I divided this into two parts, which is soft skills and hard skills. So you need like some certain soft skills and also some hard skills as well. So some of them are attention to details. As a data analyst, you have to have that skills of giving your attention to details. When you are analyzing a data set, you don't just analyze. There are times that you need to pay attention to, like anything you see, you have to pay full attention to it to really understand what is there and what are the next thing or necessary things that need to be done. Then problem solving, you have to shape in your problem solving skill. And all these skills may not be skills that you have when you are just starting, like when you're just starting out the career. So it's something you develop over time. Then we have excellent communication, we have analytical mindset, we also have basic maths in form of hard skill, then some basic statistics, then programming language just like Python or hard programming. Also SQL is also a good skill, like hard skills that you need to. These are just like the common one, and other, because looking for a job role for a data analyst, you may see some others, but these are just like basic common, like you nearly see them everywhere, that anywhere or any company. So then tools needed to succeed as a data analyst, you have Microsoft Excel or spreadsheet. So Microsoft Excel or spreadsheet, even there are some company, big company, that they are still making a good use of Microsoft Excel. So they use it a lot. So you need to understand. And Microsoft Excel as well is complex if you really want to learn in depth of it. There's one time I was seeing, okay, conditional statements in Microsoft Excel. There are times that you can even write, I think there's a way now that you can write a Python code, a Python programming code in Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel also is a very big one on its own that you need to master and understand. And spreadsheet is also like the same, they have the same interface, their interface look alike. We also have Power BI or Tableau. Power BI or Tableau too look alike. They are just like the same. If you know how to use Power BI, you'll be able to know how to use Tableau. Then SQL, structured query language, just for some certain database. Then we also have Python or hard programming. So all these things are just like or like when you know one, you may neglect the others. And if you really have that time at your hand, you can learn the two. So they are very nice. And if you know one effectively, you will be able to work with the other. So then 20%, as the world become increasingly data driven, the demand for skilled data analysts continue to rise, and statistical study project a 25 25% growth in data analyst jobs by 2029. So that is, this world is just like becoming increasingly data driven. Then the demand for a skilled data analyst continue to rise. That is it, this is like a best career that you can kill yourself in, because data cannot be stopped. That is, generating data in this world can never be stopped, and it's like it's getting bigger every day. So, and this as it's becoming bigger, skilled data analysts will definitely be needed. But quote me, I said skilled data analyst, because if you are not skilled, you will not be employed. So you need to be skilled, like master the skill, being able to demonstrate that you really know it before you can be hired. And as this continue to grow, you will also be needed. So data is everywhere, that need who understand the language of data to bring insight from the data. So I also have like Q&A here, but I don't think that we should have question regarding it, because this is just like what I've explained before now. I'm just trying to like, because we are having issue with recording and on and all. That's why I'm just trying to like use it in this method, and this video can be available for use. So I will also be talking about the outline and what we really have for this course. So I will try to project my, so just a minute for me to project that. So okay, so this is so we'll be talking about like the basic tools that this class will be focusing on. I will be explaining how to use Microsoft Excel. I'll be explaining how to use Python. I'll teach the basic. We'll try to work on project together. I'll be teaching how to use Python, Power BI, and also be teaching how to use SQL, that is structured query language. And in this, like each of them, I try to break them down into like what are necessary things that we need to learn from it. So in for Excel for data analytics, so we'll be talking about introduction to Excels and data analytics. Under that, we'll be talking about the overview of Excel and its capability in data analytics, understanding the basic concept in data analytics, then navigating the Excel interface. So I will try to show us how to navigate through the Excel interface. Then data preparation and analysis in Excel, how to import data into Excel, that is already made data, how you can bring it to Excel, then data cleaning and preparation, data analysis techniques in Excel, filtering, just like filtering, sorting, pivot table. So I will be explaining how you can do filtering, sorting, and pivot table. Then Excel formulas and function for data analytics, like overview of Excel formulas and function, basic statistical function, sum, average, median, mode. So these are just like basic things that we need to know and how we can apply them to data using Microsoft Excel. Advanced function just like count if, sum if, average if. And if we can do more than this, we'll also try our best to do it. And if we can, these are just like the basic one that you need to know. Then visualization part, will do introduction to chart and graph in Excel. So you see some of the charts that you can easily use while working with Microsoft Excel, just like how you can do the bar chart, pie chart, all these various charts that exist, how you can actually do them in Microsoft Excel. Then creating and formatting charts, we'll try to do that. Best practice for visualizations and data, just like that. Some best practice we follow, that you don't just use any visuals of your choice, but you use the visuals that communicate the what you really want people to know effectively. So, and then you'll be working on a project, like maybe like a mini project using Excel. I will give that as also as assignment, that we ask everybody to works on a project using Microsoft Excel. And the second, we'll be working with Power BI as well. Power BI for data analytics. We'll be doing overview of Power BI and its capability in data analytics as well. Understanding the basic concept in data visualization using Power BI. You also be You'll be learning how you can import data from different source to Power BI, do some basic data cleaning and preparation in Power BI. We'll do that with just all these topics are just like mostly for every tools that we are using for this course. But it's just like the way they do all these things in each tools differs, so that's why you need to really understand them. Then data analysis techniques, just like filtering, sorting, and pivot table as well. So data visualization, how to create some chart and graphs in Power BI, how to even format charts, then some best practice as well. So most of the time, advanced techniques in Power BI, calculating and formulas in Power BI, advanced visualizations and interactive dashboard, then best practice for designing effective dashboard as well. So we can pick a case study and try to work on a project using Power BI. And the next one is Python programming language. So the overview, we also learn the basic after doing the overview, learning the basics of how you can go about it, and also like some of the basic things that you need to learn about Python. Then once we are able to master the basics, we'll be able to work with the library part, just like pandas, matplotlib, seaborn, then also try to use it to work on a project. So, and SQL, structure query language, is just like the last one. So we also do the same. So we do SQL is not more of visualization, it's just more of writing query, importing data to a database, and we have various databases, just like we have MySQL, we have MongoDB, we have MariaDB, we have Microsoft SQL Server. There's a lot we can just pick. There's Google like BigQuery, so it's also a database. So there's a lot we can just pick like one of them and just try to see how things is being done. I think this is just like the outline for the course. And let me see if I can just start. Okay, let me just let me try to see if I can. if I can teach this as the final part. Okay, so I think introduction to Excel and data analytics. So outlines of this introduction to Microsoft Excel. So overview of Excel and its capability in data analytics, data preparations and analysis in Excel, Excel formulas and function for data analytics, then visualizing data in Excel. So these are just like things that we'll be doing with Microsoft Excel. So under the overview of Excel and its capability in data analytics, we'll be talking about understanding basic concepts in data analytics, then navigating the Excel interface, and what are these categories, like basic concepts in data analytics. So data analytics is a fast field that involve examining, just like from my introductory part, so examining, cleaning, transforming and interpreting data to extract valuable insight and make informed decision. Then here are some concepts in data analytics. So we have like data collection, data cleaning. All these things are also applicable to Microsoft Excel, right? We do data visualization, data analytics, then some descriptive, inferential, predictive, time series, big data. Although there are some that when you are doing it in Microsoft Excel, it may not really give you that because of it cannot really handle a large amount of data. So there is, because each tools has their weakness and strength. So when it's go, like if you want to work with like 1,000, 2,000, or 4,000 rows in Microsoft Excel, you're still going to enjoy the experience. But when it's getting to my like maybe like 20,000, 15,000 rows of data, it will get more difficult. So that's why at times it's preferable to use another tools to work on the data. Then some statistical concepts, data ethics and privacy, data governance, domain knowledge tools, then data tools. Then data preparation, so importing data into Microsoft Excel, data cleaning and preparation, data analysis techniques in Excel, such as filtering, sorting, pivot table. Then also some Excel formulas, we have like formulas and function, we have some average, mean, media and mode. Then the advanced part, we have count if, sum if and average if. And all these things are just things that we're going to work around with, like using our Microsoft Excel. Then introduction to like chart and graph, just like I said, we'll be working with like bar chart, pie chart, line graph. We'll be showing all these things using our Microsoft Excel and also spreadsheet, just like to see that okay, these things are the same. So it's just like one, Microsoft Excel is a desktop version, while the Google Sheet is like the online version. If you are not connected to internet, you can use Microsoft Excel, but why you can only use spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet, only when you are connected to internet. I think that's just the difference between the two. Then we'll also be doing overview of, okay, I think I'm done with this. Then we're working with like just like showing like creating and formatting chart, how you can create and format a chart. Then best practice for visualizing data in Excel. Then project and case study. So we'll actually pick like a case study to work on a project and the likes. So this is just like end of the Excel. Then I'll just try to show my Excel. I don't know, maybe this is showing my screen again. Coming. Okay, I'm trying to like show my screen. Okay. I don't know if my screen is being seen clearly. Okay. So, okay. I believe you can see my screen, right? Okay. So this is like the interface of Microsoft Excel, and I think, okay, let me see if I can make it bigger. But I think we should be able to see it. Let me look for Zoom. Mm, So if you can see my screen clearly, please just try to s- say I in the chat section so that I can be sure. Okay, thank you. So I think I can continue. So this is just like the Microsoft Excel. I believe everybody has this Microsoft Excel. So this is the interface, and I will just be showing what is it. So I click me clicking on file here. These are just like basic features here. We have home, we have new. If you click on new, that shows you are starting a new Excel sheet. If you click on open, that shows maybe like you have a recent Excel file on your laptop. And if you click on browse, it's going to take you to like your desktop to upload a data to your Excel file. Maybe if you have already made file. So if the file is like you've used a file on the Microsoft Excel platform before, so you can so if you click on recent is just like some of the file that you've worked with in the past, then you can easily see it. So then this is just like info, like maybe like just to check some. And another thing is some of all these Excel versions are not the same. There are some things that may be showing that you may not have, and there are some that may have it. So some of them are just like basic things, and you can also upgrade your Excel file. So you can also save your Excel file, maybe like after working on a certain stuff, you can save it, or you can save it as if you want to add a name to your file, you can go with the option of save as. You can also print your work if you want to print it. You can also share. If you want to share this out to share, You can also export your work in PDF format or in any format. Then you can also publish your work, I think, to Power BI if possible. So, and you can also close. So if I click back here, I have it. So after file we have home, and in this home we have all these features just like paste, cut, copy. We have like, you can make your, if you are typing, if you are working on your Excel file, you can increase, you can change the font. If you don't really like the font, you can change the font size, you can change the color, you can make it bold. These are just like basic things. You can wrap up the text, merge and center. You can add a currency to your, maybe like column. You can change the currency from dollar to another, just like euro, depending on what you are working on. You can turn some to percentage, maybe like you want to take a percentage of a certain data. You can reduce like the decimal, maybe like anything after decimal, you can reduce it or you can increase it. You can format your chart. This is how you can format chart. You can click on highlight cells. These are all the basic things in Microsoft Excel that we can also play around with. So this is cell style. This is for insert. You can insert cell, you can insert sheet row, you can also insert column, you can delete as well, you can format. So these are just like basic things. You can use some auto sum or some function, just like sum, average, count number, max, minimum. So you can also fill, you can fill up, you can fill left. Maybe like in terms of missing value, you can fill any missing value. You can clear, you can also sort, you can, this is the function for sorting. You can also find and replace if there is particular stuff in your data and you want to find and replace it. Maybe something is not correctly spelled and you want to replace it with correct spelling. You can just find that particular text and replace it, and it can also work with number. So insert, if you click on insert, you can insert pivot table, and at times it can recommend some pivot table for you. You can insert it. You can insert a table in your data. You can also insert picture if you need picture. Then you can insert shape, any shape of your choice. These are different shape. You can insert shape, you can insert icon, you can insert 3D model, smart art, screenshot. You can also insert screenshot. Then it's going to give you some recommend chart. You can also use that. You can, these are the like basic charts that are here that you can play around with, 3D map, everything. So all this, you can even insert a text box, then header and footer. So even equations and symbol, depending on what you are working on. And also we have page layout. If you want to work with the margin, the font, the effects, the color, the theme, the orientation, the size, the print area, the background. So you can even remove the grid line. You can give it like, you can leave this grid line to happen. Then you can also work with the formulas. We have different formulas, and we have formulas for different categories. We have for financial, we have for finance, we have for logical, we have for text. There are some function that you can use with text. There are some that are logical, just like for auto sum now. We have some average, count, max. And if I click on this, okay, the one recent use, we have some average, if, hyperlink, count, max, sign, some if. These are just like basic. And if I click on finance, these are like basic formulas and function. Then if I click on logical, these are logical function in Excel. We can use and, false, if error, if NA, if, let, not, or, switch, true, and XOR. These are like basic Microsoft Excel. Then for text, if you are working with text, you can see these are just like, you can check the length, the lower, the mid, the, you can concatenate, like bringing two different texts together. You can replace, you can use proper, that is if sums are having small letter at the beginning and some text are having capital letter at the beginning, you can also work around that. Then also date and time. These are just like for date and time. Then we have lookups and reference. We have math and trig. Then these are just like basic for statistical functions and formula. These are them. So for engineering, for information. So all these are just like things that you can actually use in terms of formulas and functions. So these are just there. There are things that you can play around with. So if I click on data, we have like data. You can import data in Excel. You can import data from different sources, from text or CSV. You can import data from website. You can also from a table or range, then recent source. So these are just like basic things. You can remove duplicate if there is a repetition. You can do data validation. You can filter your data by category. You can also sort it, maybe like ascending or descending order. So you can group, you can ungroup, you can subtotal. So these are just like basic things that you can do in Excel. And these are for review. You can do spelling, check spelling, workbook statistics, check accessibility. These are just like basic things that I believe you can do. You can zoom your work. So now I want to increase this. Let me see how it's going to look like. So can you see now? I've tried to zoom it and it become bigger. So you can do all this. You can split it, you can hide it, you can do headings, you can do grid lines, you can do formula bar. So you can do basic things here, like anything you really want to do with your Microsoft Excel. So and it also work with spreadsheet as well. I think maybe in the next class I may just show the interface of spreadsheet, then come back to this and just start trying out stuff. Like we'll be creating data, we'll be trying to work with the data, and also if we really have the time we can also import already made Excel data and then try to do one or two things on it. So I think this is where I'm going to stop for tonight's class, and I believe we all learn one or two things. So so if you have any question, you can just type it in the comment section so that I can just use these 3 minutes to answer the question. And if we enjoy the class, you can just like the video or drop something in the comment section, or probably we meet in our Telegram group. So I think this is where we are going to call it a night. So do enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Then thanks for joining the call tonight.